Okay, so today we looked at a lot of multiplying and dividing using percents. And remember to go from a percent to a decimal. You move the decimal point two to the left. To go from a decimal to a percent, you move it two to the right. So that's going to come up over and over in today's problems. So for this first problem, 9% of 1150 is just 1150, and then 9% is 0.09, like 9 cents. And so I set that up. Oh, we just have to write the expression for this first part. And so 1150 time, oh no, that's going to come as an X. That one times 0.09. So how much would that be? You just go 9 times 0. 9 times 5 is 45. 9 times 1 plus 4 is 13. 9 times 1 plus 1 is 10. And so there's two decimal places there. Come on. I had that she spent, this would be 9% of their weekly income, $103.50. $103.50. 103.50. Oops, that is way too much. 0.50. There we go. Submit. Next. So here we go. If they put 12% of their money aside, how much would that be? And so again, we set it up like 1150 times 12% is like 12 cents. 2 times 0, 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 1 plus 1 is 3. 2 times 2 times 1 is 2. And then I'm going to put a placeholder, and then I got 1150, 00831. Two decimal places, that'd be $138. And I don't need the decimal on that one. She recently spent $184 on a car repair. Whoa. How much of her budget would that be? So this is where it gets really weird. You've got that 184 is getting divided by a much bigger number, 1150. And so when I do that, 1150 can't go into 184, so it's going to be 0 point. I'm going to go with a 1. 714. I've got 0, 9, 690. Bring down the 0. I've got 6 right there. And I don't even need to go further than that. When I look at this, 16 as a decimal is 16%. That guy right there. Select the expression that has a greater value. 7% of 250 means, so 7 out of every 100, and I've got 215, so 250, so I've got 7 plus 3.5 would be 100, 150, versus 70% of, so this is 14, 17.5. Versus 70% of 25, that would be 70% of 25. I'm looking at dividing by 4. 70 divided by 4. Or I'm going to do it as a decimal, much easier. 0.70 times 25. 350, put a placeholder, 140. Oh, I get that they're exactly the same. So 17.5, 17.5, they have the same value. Went to the store and purchased beef is what percent of the total is it? So off to the side, I would have to take $7.10 and divide it by 1750. So on the side, on my workbook, I worked this out, and so I ended up getting that it was 40%. But again, I just took I took $7.10 divided by 1750. I moved the decimal over two places, and then it was 0.4 times. And when I did that, that means it's 40%. Next. 1 ounce of yogurt contains 1.2 grams of sugar. How many grams are in 14 point? That's just a multiplication problem. So I've got 14.25 times 1.2, 2850 is times 2. I put a placeholder, 1425. I add that together, 1171. 1, 2, 3 decimal places. I get 17.1 grams. 17.1 grams. Use the sketch tool or paper if it helps. It's just a subtraction problem. 4, I'm going to put a 0 for like $4.40 minus 0.72. 14 becomes a 13. That becomes a 10. I get 8, 6, and $3.68. Submit. We're just going to add all these together. So 4.00, 1.3, and I'm going to put a 0, and then 0.56. I get $5.86. Okay. And a division. We're going to test everything going into this last section. 0.7. I moved the decimal 1 spot. I moved the decimal 1 spot. That is 6. Would be 42. 6.2. Submit. One more. Oh no, come on. I didn't do it yet. I'm going to put the one with more digits on top. You can do it either way. 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 3 is 21, plus 1 is 22. I put a placeholder. I got 8 and 12. 4, 0, 5, 1. 3 decimal places. I get 1.504. Submit. And let's see how I did. There we go. We got them all correct. If you have any questions, please ask in class. I went through that pretty quick, but most of that was review at this point. So if you have any questions, ask in class. If not, I'll see you in the next video.